Yes, everyone, thank you for tuning into another video. I've really been enjoying the engagement I've been getting over the last few days, so if you've got any comments or thoughts, please leave down below. And also, if you've got any topics or questions you'd like me to explore in a video, also leave them down below. As always, if you get any value from the video, feel free to like and subscribe, and let's crack into it. So today I'm going to be talking about how to overcome social anxiety. So before I go further, I'd just like to say, obviously, I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist, and I would say this video is maybe applicable to the lower half or 2/3 of the spectrum of social anxiety, because of course there's going to be, quite an extreme variance from worst to best, or feeling it the most or feeling it the least. I used to have some slightly mild social anxiety due to just feeling kind of insecure about my appearance, and also just from smoking a lot of weed and getting really paranoid. But after taking various, pushing myself out my comfort zone on various activities, I would say I'm pretty much over it. So, also, before we go any further, one thing I'd like you to consider if you're watching this video and you've got social anxiety, just remember it's all a construct in your own mind. It's all about perspective. The reality is if you put yourself into a social situation, the worst that's going to happen is that you're going to feel a little bit stupid. I would say the majority of the time you're not going to come into contact with any sort of physical pain, hopefully. So essentially, really, you need to just get comfortable with being uncomfortable, and then the rest will follow naturally. So what are some practical steps to overcome social anxiety? So you walk into any situation and you feel uncomfortable. This isn't a quick fix. These issues take a really long time to overcome and to better. Maybe you'll never completely overcome it, but if you keep putting yourself into certain situations, eventually you'll become desensitized to it. So there's this concept that I read about called the anxiety ladder. So you want to just take small steps in order to put yourself into social situations, and eventually you'll just become comfortable with doing anything. So first thing I would suggest is just start really small. Go into a store and talk to someone. Why go into a store? Because people who work in a store, who you can talk to and ask questions to, are never going to be rude to you and are never going to reject you, because it's their job to help a customer. So you can go into a shop and ask about a piece of clothing, or a hardware store. Hey, can you show me where the hammers are? Or maybe you go to your local gym and ask how much the membership is. Just go somewhere, start with these really small steps, and I would suggest doing one a day for a couple of weeks. Then after that, go up, next thing after that, you want to go up to some strangers and you want to maybe ask them for some sort of directions. Hey, can you tell me where this place is? Can you tell me where this place is? Something which is a really bland answer. Again, I would say 99% of the time people aren't going to be rude to you. Once you've sort of got comfortable with that, because if you've got social anxiety, these things are going to be challenging, and you're comfortable going up to a random person and asking for some sort of directions, then you want to sort of go with a bit more of an open question, I would suggest. So, going up to someone and asking them, hey, can you tell me where the best coffee shop is around here? Because I'm sick of drinking coffee at Starbucks. Now, this is a bit of an open question, so hopefully they'll be able to give you a little bit more information, and then you'll be able to bounce something off them. So, hey, yeah, I like this really nice coffee store, XYZ down the street. It's my favorite. And then maybe you can ask them, oh, why is it your favorite? Again, this is another small step. So open questions, or maybe you can just go up to someone and ask them where they got their trainers. Something a little bit more open, where someone can talk about their own experience and why they like something. Because then if you're feeling in a confident mood and you're reading a positive reaction, then you can take that answer and sort of move forward with it. Maybe it takes you 10 attempts, maybe it takes you 20 attempts. But eventually when someone says, yeah, my favorite coffee store is this way, and you say, why is it your favorite? And then maybe you can get into a conversation. So that's the third step. Again, once you've sort of got into this, then hopefully these things will become a little bit easier. And just be kind to yourself and allow it to slowly build up. Now, once you sort of feel that this is happening, that you're comfortable with these steps, this is where you need to start pushing comfort zones. So I would say all of these things are pushing comfort zones, but they're quite easily, you can retract yourself from the situation. Once you're comfortable with these things, then you need to really start upping the ante. So the thing that I would suggest is you go up to, the opposite sex in the street and give them some sort of compliments. It doesn't need to be about their physical appearance, maybe just about something they're wearing, or a tattoo, or their hairstyle, anything like that, because that's where you're really sort of upping the ante. And then after that, once you're in your work environment or school environment, and if you come across situations where you can, you're going into social situations in these places, then you just need to get involved. And I think what you need to accept is you're going to feel uncomfortable, and you might end up making yourself look like a little bit of a clown. And, because you're coming across nervous, but that's okay. In life, someone once said to me, to get to the good, you always need to get through the shit. So start small and build up. And maybe you need to spend a month, asking for directions. Maybe it takes you 50 attempts until you ask someone, why did you decide to buy these shoes? Why is this your favorite coffee store? But eventually, the more you do these things and the more you realize nothing bad will happen, and you become desensitized to these situations, then hopefully your social anxiety will improve. And it's a long process, but that's life. And if you want to overcome mental health obstacles, then that's what you need to accept. Anyway, I hope that video was helpful. As always, any thoughts or comments, please leave them down below. And I'll see you in the next video. Have a cracking day. Peace.